Welcome back to JTB Talks, where we keep it real. Remember, you gotta keep it real. And subscribe if I'm keeping it real. Well, real enough for you, but subscribe enough. Jesus, English. Subscribe if I'm keeping it real. So, thank you for your vote. Thank you for your vote. Why am I saying thank you for your vote? The election is BS, all right? We think that our vote really matters when it doesn't. Because they say, oh yes, it does matter. They explain it this way, right? We vote, if we get enough votes, we get an electoral college vote, which is equivalent to one singular vote, right? So let me ask you this. There's about 1.8 or 1.4 million people in New York, and you're telling me we can only constitute one vote? And what is the election really? Why do we have that? We have the red party and the blue party going against each other. Democrats and Republicans against each other. For us? For us? You really think that they're for us? Do you really think that? Do you really think that? If you're a millennial or you're older than Gen Z, and I can say that for Gen Z too, because we've watched so much television to where the television brainwashes us. Our parents have been brainwashed. There's no way of getting our parents out of the brainwash, because they've been watching TV since what? The 1900s, the 1970s, you feel me? So it's like, okay, you can't really go to your parent and go, I don't think you should vote. Why? Your vote doesn't matter. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. They've been so programmed by the television, the news, the fake news. This video might not even be seen to the people who need to see it. The people who need to see this are probably not going to see it. You know why? This is not to attack YouTube, but the algorithm does not like what I'm about to say. They're not going to like what I'm about to say. Why do I call the news fake news? No, I'm not on no Trump-ish calling the news fake. Why I say that is because during COVID 2020, we were told a bunch of things, right? Which later came out to be lies. You have the media who fabricates everything. Everybody's fabricating a story. You go on Snapchat, there's a bunch of stories, a bunch of different stories. Gucci third leg and sexy red, Bronny major car crash. Or you see a clickbait title like Dominic Toretto says he's not doing Fast and Furious, the new Fast and Furious movie. These are all things I have seen on Snapchat, and they've all been clickbait. I've clicked them because I was genuinely curious. It's social media, Social media, there's so much that can be fabricated, but there's also so much that is true, which is why TikTok is going to be banned. Why is that? It's a remix of Vine. It's to entertain people, but it's also educating people. Certain people on there are educating people. They are letting us know what's really going on. Right? So, with that I say the world is a stage. It's one big stage. Why do I say the world is a stage? What is this guy talking about? He's just talking out of his behind. He's too young. He's not understanding. This, that, and the third. I don't care who comes in my comments and calls me young or says what they have to say about my content. What I have to say is thank you for the view. And here's how I'm going to go about saying the world is a stage, right? Here is how I'm going to go about saying the world is a stage. Recently, I was doing I wasn't doing any research. I was on X, formerly known as Twitter. And Elon Musk likes everybody have their freedom of speech, whatever, everything they want, right? There was a story about the person who bought the 9/11 building and got it insured the day before. Oh, no. He bought the building and he basically racked up the insurance, I think the day before 9/11. But when he bought the building, every day he would eat breakfast on the highest floor of the Twin Towers. Every day. But the day of 9/11, he didn't do it. Why is that? You gotta remain tapped in to escape the matrix. All right? This is what this brand, Awoken Apparel, remain tapped in to escape the matrix. You hear Andrew Tate always talk about the Matrix this, Matrix that. Have you watched the Matrix movie? You need to watch it. Now, what does that have to do with anything? Why, miraculously, that day, he does not go up there and eat his breakfast like he usually does? Mind you, he did that every day. From the day he bought the building, he did that every day until the day 9/11 came. He didn't do it. Why is that? The world is one big stage. It's one big facade. Titanic. Let's talk about the Titanic. You know why the Titanic really sank? Probably don't know why. It's because the people who challenged J.D. Rockefeller, the people, politicians who were ready to go against him, who had it, they had everything ready to go against him. They were on that cruise, right? And it was supposed to be one big meeting. What did he do? Pull out last minute. Why would he do such a thing? Right? He would want to win fair, right? Guess what? America's not fair. This world is not fair. And it was not meant to be this way. This is not how it was supposed to be. We've taken what we're supposed to have, and we've basically added a bunch of crap on top of it. We're supposed to be following the Bible. Do we follow the Bible? No, we don't. I don't even follow the Bible. That's not good. It's not good that any of us do that. And there is some people who do not believe in God, a higher power, or Jesus. There's people who don't believe in that. Cool, that's fine. That is fine. I won't go into further stuff about the religion, because this is not that type of video. But once again, thank you for your vote. The world is a stage. The world is a stage. I watched a video earlier of my great brother of mine, Amari. He talked about how financial freedom is an illusion. Financial freedom is an illusion. Without financial literacy, you can't have financial freedom, which is true. Here's why he says it is an illusion. When we go to school, what do they teach us? 5 times 5 is 25. 1 plus 1 equals 2. I like to say 1 plus 1 is 11. Here's why I say that, right? Listen, hear me out. 1 plus 1 is 11. When you say when you say what 1 plus 1 equals, then it equals to 2 because you're combining them. But when you just say 1 plus 1, that is 11. That's my personal opinion. All right, you guys can argue about it in the comments. Cool, I don't care. But he said financial freedom is an illusion. What he meant was it's not really an illusion, but we've been sold a lie. That's what we're told in school. Oh, go to school, right? Go to school for 12 years of your life, get lied to, get taught how to be a worker and not an entrepreneur or somebody to think outside the box. You see all this behind me? You see these trees? You see this building? I mean, I know this is fake grass, but real grass. Who decided to constitute that being able to enjoy these trees, real grass, fresh air, is constituted by numbers? Grades? My writing ability? My reading ability? Don't get me wrong, these are things you need. But I feel like after 5th grade, what the hell do you need to go to school for? You've learned multiplication. You've learned division. I don't think you learned fractions. Okay, let's say after middle school. After middle school, what the hell do you need it for? You've learned fractions. You learned geometry. You've learned trigonometry. What do you need it for? To refine my reading? To refine my writing? To refine my math skills? John D. Rockefeller, when he came out, he said he wanted a society of workers, not a society of thinkers. Do you know why? So he can capitalize off of us. You think when you go to work, they care about you? You think when I go to work, they care about me? I've had my own manager tell me to my face, if you're late, I don't care. That's not my problem. He didn't say it with that exact tone, but he's like, it's not my problem. I don't care. And then he followed that up with saying, oh, I'm not being rude or anything, but it's not my problem. Before that, there was a meeting, and he said he cares about his employees, right? Silence, you fool! Who you think you're fooling, buddy? Not me. Corporate would always be corporate. And corporate looks at us like scum. Even though this is where they started, they look at us like scum. That's fine. I see through the true colors. I've had another situation. I worked at Dollar Tree. I'm doing a task, and I get told to send some more stuff back, to put some more stuff back where they belong. I go, cool. And they're like, you know what? I'm putting it in my 2 weeks. I say it as a joke. Because I'm thinking that manager, I'm cool with him. He cool beans. I can joke around with him like that. Following night, he calls me in to come to safe with him, right? Thinking everything's sturdy, situation. I called out the next day because I was expecting a basketball game, but I didn't get the basketball game. I got trolled by a coach. Right, I got trolled. Lesson learned. I called out, right? Texted my GM, told her, I'm hurting, I'm sick. Called out, whatever. She proceeds to say, she said something along the lines of, if you don't want to work anymore, are you trying to quit or something like that? Because, I heard you say you were putting in your 2 weeks. And I'm like, what? I said that as a joke. And he went back and told her? That's crazy. This is why I say the world is a stage. The government doesn't give a shit about you. They're feeding us crap in America. A lot of the foods we have is banned. The homeless people, I'm not going to say homeless, the less fortunate people, there's no programs to help them. But we have these migrants who come here. And don't get me wrong, they're in situations too. We're building 14,000 houses for them. But we can't help our less fortunate that is sleeping in subways, sleeping in the subway stations, sleeping outside, having to beg for a meal. But here's the thing, right? If they fix all the problems, what money is there to make? If a doctor gave you the right things to actually heal yourself, how are they going to make money? Think about that. Halls, what does Halls do? Halls suppresses your cough. It doesn't take it away fully. Tea, what does it do? It clears up the mucus, like it loosens it up. So that way it can escape your body better. Tea is something natural. Hoes is not natural. And I'm not saying this because I got anything against hoes, because hoes helped me through a couple of them. You feel me? Once again, the world is a stage. This is JTB Talks, where we keep it real. Remember, you gotta keep it real. And subscribe if I'm keeping it real.